Today for a lot of reasons, but how are things?
Everything is great. No complaints. Life is good.
So as a parent, there's a saying. And I want you to think about this. If you're not a parent, you may be. But as a parent, there is a saying. The days are long when you have kids, but the years fly by. What does that mean? When you got a bunch of kids, there's a lot of chaos. It's hard to raise kids. The days... What time is it? Can I have a cocktail yet? Oh, my God. But then you look up and they're in college, and then they have their own kids. The days are long, but the years fly by. In the NFL, the games and the outcomes are surprising, but the seasons are always kind of predictable. Last night, the Colts dominate Tennessee, and I thought, wow, that caught me off guard. And then I went and looked back at my preseason predictions. No, I had the Colts winning the division. And I had Phillip Rivers having a very good year. And he had a very good night. So it seems like, whoa, what is going on? But we knew the Colts had the best young offensive line in the NFL. We knew Phillip Rivers with the Chargers was always productive. We knew this would be Phillip Rivers' best offensive line. And we knew we love Chris Ballard, and the Colts are loaded on defense. They're loaded. They haven't whiffed on any of their draft picks of note. And then you watch it, and you're like, that's surprising. In fact, 5 of the 8 divisions I've got right, even the ones I don't. Is it a shock that Green Bay leads their division? I had them in the playoffs. Is it a shock that Pittsburgh is good? Well, they're the Steelers, right? Like, I didn't like them as much as everybody else. There's very little. If you look at the standings today, Buffalo leads their division. All right, Joy and I predicted that. Pittsburgh, Baltimore in the playoffs. They've been the best 2-run organizations in that division forever. Colts, Titans. That's who I had in first and second. Kansas City winning their division. You all predicted that. So did I. I picked the Eagles to win their division. That's where they're at. I had the Packers second. They're first. Not a shock. We all had the Saints and the Buccaneers 1 and 2. I did. Joy did. We all did. That's where it's at. And, oh, by the way, the Seahawks lead the NFC West. We kind of liked all the teams. Nobody's shocked that Russell Wilson leads the division. The games are surprising, but the seasons are kind of predictable. But here's what's interesting with these two teams. The Colts. They are the Kansas City Chiefs. But that Midwestern team in conservative Kansas City went for it a few years ago. Kansas City was the Colts. Andy Reid, good GM, stable, long-time owner. Roster was really good. They were a playoff team. But they were in NFL quarterback quicksand. They had to go for it. They were too good to get a top 10 pick. So they had to move up and roll the dice and take a chance on Patrick Mahomes because they were too good to get one of the 2 or 3 top-rated quarterbacks, right? That's NFL quarterback quicksand. And their quarterback, like Phillip Rivers, Alex Smith, was good enough to get you to the playoffs, but you're not going to win a Super Bowl. So the Colts have a decision to make like another Midwestern team, and Chris Ballard is not a huge risk taker. It's time to roll the dice, fellas. I know you're in the Midwest. It's very conservative, one of our most conservative states. So is Kansas City, Missouri, very conservative state. It's time to be progressive. It's time to roll the dice. Kansas City paid off. Do you want to be the Minnesota Vikings? You want to be the Minnesota Vikings where you win 10 games, 11 games, you make the playoffs, you can win a playoff game, but you're too good. You're drafting somewhere between 21 and 29, and you can never quite get the quarterback you want. So you get Kirk Cousins, and you keep winning, and they'll probably end up, Minnesota's hot right now, they'll probably make the playoffs, and you're not going anywhere. What do you want to be? What do you want to be? The Colts are the Chiefs. They're going to make the playoffs. They have a really good roster, a lot of good young players, very dynamic at certain spots, but a ceiling at quarterback. Not a bad quarterback. A quarterback like last night, 29 of 39, 300 yards, 105 quarterback rating. But they got Quentin Nelson, the best offensive lineman in the game, young guy. They got Darius Leonard. How about Pittman, the USC wide receiver, looks good. Jonathan Taylor. Boy, they got a pass rush. What do you want to be? You want to be the Chiefs? Then work against your conservative personalities and go for it. Not a political statement. It's a personality statement. Go for it. Or you're going to be the Vikings. Respected, well-liked, win games, get to the playoffs. But nobody really takes you serious in the Super Bowl conversation. I think the culture that good. I think they're a go-for-it move at quarterback away, moving up from being Kansas City. I really do. So Tiger Woods had a great first round at the Masters. I root for Tiger now. I'm not going to lie. You know, it is funny. We're living in an era. We just want to bury the old guys. Nick Saban, get rid of him. He still rules college football. LeBron James just won a title. The number one seed in the AFC is Big Ben. The number one seed in the NFC is Drew Brees, and Tom Brady's still good. Oh, by the way, Tiger's in contention at the Masters. Think about this. In 2007, LeBron was in the finals, Brady in the Super Bowl, and Tiger won a major. 13 years later, LeBron won a championship, Tom Brady's still crushing, and Tiger's at the Masters in contention. I know old school isn't cool. I get it. But we should probably slow down on burying the old. By the way, the Democrats for 4 years paraded out a dozen candidates to beat Trump. They settled on 78-year-old Joe Biden, who did. Again, not a political statement. That's facts. The reality is the Beatles and Queen were two of the top 10 selling albums. Elton John was near the top 10. And oh, by the way, Metallica and the Rolling Stones, when they're allowed to tour, fill arenas. Tiger Woods, how many golfers was I told were going to be Tiger Woods? How many Jordan Spieth. Oh, it's got to be Tiger. Tiger, can he make the cut? He was Tiger for a year. Brooks Koepka, he's got 4 majors. Tiger's got 4 times that. Rory McIlroy. Sergio, he won 1 major recently when he was old. You keep telling me, oh, it's the young musician, the young golfer, the young artist. How many NBA players is the NBA going to try to make the next LeBron? One-dimensional James Harden, isn't it? Quirky personalities like Kawhi and Leonard and Westbrook, they're not it. Talented but can't win a number of playoff series, Giannis, isn't it? LeBron's still it. Oh, I love this new extra. She's the next Meryl Streep. No. The next Meryl Streep is Meryl Streep. She just got nominated again in 2018. There is no more Meryl Streeps. One on the planet. Great early, great mid-age, great now, great 2 years ago. Still will get nominated again in her career. You're trying to give me the next Jordan Spieth and James Harden and the new quarterbacks. I got news for you. Mahomes is amazing. He'll never be Brady. He's not going to 8 Super Bowls. Andy Reid's not going to be around that long. They may hire the next coach and he may be a bum. The Beatles, Queen, Metallica. No Meryl Streep. She's the next Meryl Streep. I love that Tiger, once again, is in contention. I saw somebody yesterday. Can he do it for 4 days? I don't know. Give me 3.5, I'll be happy. He won it a couple years ago. But I think it's just deliciously ironic that Jordan Spieth was going to be the next Tiger. He's not as good as the old beat-up Tiger. We want to bury people, and I got news for you. Experience and wisdom, sage knowledge in these big moments. There's a lot of things you can get when you're young. What you can't get when you're young is experience and wisdom. You just can't. You can go to Harvard, you can go to Princeton, you can travel the world. Wisdom comes with age, and I love that Saban and Big Ben and Drew Brees and Tom Brady and LeBron and Meryl Streep and Queen and Elton John and Metallica and the Rolling Stones, either the king or really close to it. All right, I love Carson Wentz, but there is a criticism a GM leveled on him, not his own. And he's right, and there's nothing I can do about it, and it may be Carson Wentz's undoing, and I can't argue out of it. And it worries me because I love Carson Wentz in Philadelphia. You ever feel like some companies gouge you all year long, then give you one of those, Cyber Monday deals? Let's make amends for treating you poorly all year. Pure Talk USA, wireless provider, says, no, we're going to treat you well all year. We're going to give you unlimited talk on your phone, unlimited text on your phone, and 2 gigs of data. $20 a month, that's it. You don't have to change your phone. You don't have to change your number. In fact, they use the same towers of all the big boys like AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon.